Hi, and welcome to my channel, Crafty Come Lately. I'm going to share with you a very simple card. Basically the base of it, and then you can do whatever you want for sentiment on top or the card base. So this is a nice little background. You don't need a die cut machine. You just need an embossing folder and some Watermark ink. So these are the examples that I made a little bit earlier. So I'm going to put the camera over here so I can demonstrate and maybe tilt it down a little bit. So Perfect Pearls, and this one is using the copper. This is the background, and then this is an embossed sentiment right here, and it's hard to see. It's a Lindy Stamp Gang embossing powder, and this is a different embossing powder right here, but same idea with the background. And I'm just using embossing folder, and in this case I use 3 different colors of Perfect Pearls. And again, with this one, it's a different embossing folder. And this was probably the least detail capturing, but it still did a pretty good job. And then this, I used a vellum sentiment there, and a vellum sentiment on this one. And I used different card base colors, like this is a eggplant plum. It's like a bluish gray sky looking thing, a chocolate brown, and a chocolate brown there too. So I will demonstrate for you one of these, and you can either do it straight on the card base if you're just using black, or I'm using the second layer, which is the 5 1/4 by 4 on, so that will be on top of whatever card base you use. I did use the anti-puffer static powder thing. It's basically a perfume thing from Sarah Jessica Parker, her lovely fragrance. So every time I anti-puff it, it smells good. And then I only have 5 embossing folders, and most of them you want the raised side of the figure, and this is a 2-sided one. Most of the raised sides happen to be on the written side, except for the Spellbinders. Well, I only know 3 brands. So Doris is going to be on the opposite side of where the name is. So the raised side is here. At least that's my experience. So double check yours. Just make sure. Is this the raised side? This is the raised. This is the other side. Underside, whatever you call it. So this is the Tim Holtz Alteration one. Same thing. It's going to be on the raised side is on the opposite side of where it says the name. So on this side is the raised. And another Tim Holtz, same idea. And another Doris. I have this postage one, as you saw in the sample. And I'm going to play with the Spellbinder. And this is so like I said on this one, the raised side is actually on the side that has the name. And then on the other side it has no name, so you just have to feel it. This is the underside, and this is the raised side. So we're going to use the raised side, and we are going to ink it with our Versamark Watermark, or whatever Watermark ink pad you have. And this is by Tsukuniko, which I just love saying. So hopefully I'm somewhere on the camera. And we're just going to lay it static side that I just unstaticed. We're going to put that face down into the embossing folder, somehow semi-straight. And I don't have a die cut machine, so what I do is I kind of scrunch it up, and then I may do some little pushes on the table. And I do the same thing when I spray it with water, and I just make it on paper. So this is basically me being the die cut machine. Little tap, 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 but hard, like I'm pressing really hard. So hopefully that left an impression. We shall see. Yes. So we've got the watermark right here. And now we're going to use the Perfect Pearls, and I'm going to use 2 colors on this one. I'm going to use the turquoise, which is this one. Turquoise, and the sunflower, which is very true gold. Sunflower sparkle, they call it. I'll start with the blue because it's easier to see. And I'm going to do it on the outside. And you just start with a little bit. You kind of varnish it into, and as much or as little as you want. And I'm going to keep it on that corner. I'm going to do the same thing on this corner, and a little goes a long way, so you really don't need much more than this. Varnish it and then brush it off. And I'm using a dry baby wipe that I accidentally left open, so it has no water. So the excess comes off, and you just have this and this. The rest I'm going to keep, and I'm going to make in the gold. And I use the same brush, but I try to clean it out on my hand. So this will be the sunflower sparkle, and I'm going to use it on every other surface. This really comes alive. This is a beautiful color. To me, that's a true gold. So that would be varnished on the rest of this little background. Without going too much into the blue. I could try to save it and put it back into the jar, but I don't have too much access, so I'm just going to shake it out and baby wipe it off. But it's a dry baby wipe, FYI, just to remind you. And voila. So now the gold, you can see the gold is really bright and dominant. And this is the turquoise on the corners. Really cute. So that's the background, and you can put whatever sentiment you want, embossed, or if you have some sentiments ready to go, and a card base, and then you have a beautiful card. So yeah, and I think I've shared it with before that a lot of times I'll put the sentiment as I give it to the person. So I have some card bases, and I don't make that many ready-made cards until I know that I need it for a particular occasion. So that's another tip for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up if you did. And I hope you subscribed, and you're welcome to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and hope you're enjoying your summer. And I will be back with another share sometime next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.